Gemini-Cancer Cuspers, the next 18 months. If you've been feeling like life has quietly been falling apart or coming together, this isn't your imagination. I'm hearing the next 18 months are bringing major destiny shifts, and one door's closing while another's opening. So let's dive in here and see what Spirit really wants to say to you. Welcome back, my Gemini-Cancer Cuspers. Thank you for being here. If you've been watching this, and if you're watching this and you've already felt that something is changing underneath the surface, I'm hearing trust that feeling. All right. Thank you for hitting that like button, leaving comments, being subscribers here, supporting the channel. And with the North Node moving into Aquarius, the South Node moving into Leo, and we're also having in August now, we have been having these eclipse cycles, which is opening a new chapter, and we're looking at the 18-month period of releasing old patterns and moving towards something that feels much more aligned. My Gemini-Cancer Cuspers, your message actually feels very personal here. Your heart is remembering what truly feels like home. The cycle can bring healing around emotional wounds, relationships, family, home, belonging, and other people that you allow into your inner world. Beautiful souls, if you feel like taking that deep breath, go ahead, because we're going to really look in the cards here and see what is ending, what is arriving, and what may challenge you, and most importantly, who are you becoming? So your first card here, we have the Medicine Wheel, 35. The number 35 could be significant. It also breaks down to 7, all right? The Medicine Wheel immediately tells me that this isn't about one event. This is about a cycle. Something has been turning for a while, all right? Any of the animals on this card really could be significant as well. If you've been moving through a difficult season of your life, and I'm hearing that most of you have been moving through a difficult season of your life, and Spirit's like asking you to look at the bigger picture instead of judging yourself by one difficult chapter, because the Medicine Wheel asks you to look backwards without living backwards. What happened? What did it teach you? Who did you become because of it? And what are you finally ready to stop carrying? I also feel strongly that some of you have been standing at the edge of a new chapter, but still looking maybe over your shoulder at a new one. And the Spirit is like saying here, you cannot walk fully into the future while constantly returning to the past for answers. Like this eclipse cycle is, I'm hearing, encouraging you to complete that cycle, all right? To look at what you've learned, look at what you survived, and look at how much you've actually changed, and then keep moving, all right? Here we have lost love, surrender, healing, release. Look at the card, again, 35. 35 could be significant, all right? 35 also breaks down to 7, right? So 7. So 35 or 7 sevens, or maybe you've been seeing like the time 707, something like that, all right? Perhaps it's that synchronicities. Some of you may have been seeing 735. Pay attention to the feeling or the thought if you see those synchronicities in those moments, all right? Number 7s do carry the energy of introspection, spiritual growth, wisdom, and looking beneath the surface. Also, it's a lucky number, right? The message here, lost love, is not necessarily only about losing romantic relationships. It also can be about the loss of an old dream, an old identity, an old home, an old friendship, an old version of yourself. Sometimes we aren't grieving a person, we're actually grieving who we thought we would become with that person or in that situation. And this eclipse cycle is saying surrender, heal, and release. All right, look at the eclipse on this card. Not because the past didn't matter, because it did, but because your future needed space. And my Gemini-Cancer Cuspers, I feel strongly here that something that you are releasing is not only, it's not being, something that you're releasing is not being taken from you. It's actually preparing or making room for something that can actually meet you where you are right now. And with your first tarot here, what is the biggest area of change is we have the Hangman, all right? Perspective, pausing, all right? Let's clarify it. Four of Wands, celebrations, marriage. I'm actually hearing, this is actually beautiful, because the Hangman tells me the biggest transformation begins with a change of perspective. Something that maybe you've been waiting on, something that maybe has felt stuck, something where maybe you've been asking, when is it finally going to move? May all suddenly look completely different, all right? Home, family, relationships, celebration, stability. Perhaps you'll be celebrating something along the line. A place where you belong. For some of you, this could literally be involving something around your home or a living situation or a milestone, a move, all right? And maybe a new home, or maybe something about creating a peaceful environment. For some of you, it's going to be about your emotional home. Finding the people where you can finally take the mask off. Perhaps this is you changing your perspective on a relationship, on a marriage. I'm hearing here, home is no longer somewhere where you have to earn your place. It's like you're learning that belonging should feel natural. I feel like your biggest change over the next 18 months, maybe even the relationship with the word home itself. Where do you belong? All right? Who feels like home? What feels safe? And most importantly, can you create that feeling from within? Okay, let's see what is ending. The number, yeah. So the Hangman is the number 12, all right? Four of Wands is 4. 12 and 4 becomes 16, breaks down to 7. Triple sevens here. What is ending? The Four of Pentacles reversed. This feels powerful. The reason why I'm saying it's something about releasing your grip. You're releasing some sort of grip, releasing the control. You're releasing control, or you're releasing fear. Something about releasing something, all right? Like you're releasing the need to hold on to something simply because you're afraid of what happens if you just let go. This could be something to do with finances, all right? Pentacles, money. It could be your emotions. It could be even a relationship. It could be an identity. But the message is the same, that you're learning that holding on isn't always protecting you. Sometimes holding on is actually preventing you from receiving. And perhaps over the next 18 months, what Spirit will be teaching you is the difference between security and attachment. Spirit is like saying here, trust yourself enough to move forward. They're also saying here, yeah, so Spirit's saying security says, trust yourself enough to move forward. And they're saying the attachment says, I can't let go because I don't know what's coming next. So something about you moving towards the first one, where Spirit wants you to trust yourself enough to move forward. Right? Let's dive deeper. What is destiny bringing in? The Eight of Cups, let's clarify. It's something about walking away, letting go. And here's the Ace of Cups, all right? And this is actually beautiful because, yeah, walking away, Eight of Cups, walking away from something that no longer fulfills you. And the Ace of Cups is that opening, that you walk away emotionally and something new becomes available emotionally, all right? Walking away from the old so the new can come in. Doves, white flowers could really be significant. Some of you, this is going to be about a love, right? A relationship. Maybe a new relationship could be coming in, or maybe a healthier emotional connection, or maybe something about a relationship where you don't have to constantly question whether you want it. For others, this is emotional renewal. You're finally feeling excited about life again. You reconnect with yourself. You discover something that you're passionate about. You beginning this new spiritual journey. You may even find yourself saying, I haven't felt this way in years. And that's absolutely a beautiful thing about this card, is the Ace of Cups here isn't just about someone coming in. It's also about something about, like, sometimes you are the new beginning. All right? 8 and 1 makes 9, right? That completion. Moving towards that completion. These cards are so skew. But whatever, right? The biggest challenge is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is very interesting because the Ten of Pentacles can represent family, tradition, long-term security, wealth, inheritance, legacy, and expectations. Perhaps your biggest challenge may actually be breaking away from someone else's definition of success. What did you grow up believing you had to achieve? What did your family expect from you? What does society tell you a successful life should look like? Because here I'm hearing my Gemini-Cancer Cusp is that your soul may actually want something totally different. And you may have to maybe disappoint someone, to be honest with yourself. That doesn't mean that you don't love them. It just means you're finally choosing your own path. And for some of you, this may also be something about restructuring your finances, your family responsibilities, property, or long-term plans. The question isn't, what will everyone else think? The question is more about becoming, what kind of life actually feels right for you? And the biggest blessing is the Emperor, all right? This is your power coming back. The Emperor says that you're becoming more grounded. The Emperor is like the number 4, right? Because we also got double 4s here, triple 4s in your reading, all right? Something about home, stability, foundation. More confident, more decisive, more structured. Something about also learning boundaries, like you're learning how to say no without explaining yourself for 3 hours, or you're learning that becoming loving doesn't mean being available to everyone at the same time. For some of you, this could absolutely be something about your career, your business, your leadership, your financial stability, you just taking control of your own future. You may step into a position of authority. You may even build something on your own. You may become the person that other people come to for guidance. But the deeper blessing here is you become your own authority, your own boss. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. You stop asking everyone else, what should you do? And you start trusting yourself. Who do you become? 9 of Cups. Such a beautiful ending to the transformation, all right? The emotional fulfillment, contentment, gratitude, confident, feeling confident with your own life, in your own life. I feel like by the end of this 18-month cycle, not going to think that I don't think you're going to be the same person. Yeah, that is sitting now watching this video, all right? Not because you become completely different, it's just because you finally become more yourself. You choose yourself. You stop chasing the things that doesn't choose you. You stop begging for the emotional crumbs. You stop holding onto situations simply because they feel familiar. You start asking, does this actually make you happy? Does this whatever make you happy? Choosing yourself. And when the answer is a clear yes, you stay. When the answer is a clear no, you trust yourself to move away, and that is transformation. Yeah, I feel like your biggest message here is that, just looking at the entire spread here, right? It's a clear story, like the medicine wheel, you're completing some sort of cycle. You're healing and busy releasing, and your idea of home or belonging, that is changing. You're letting go, all right? You're walking away from that emotional emptiness and just opening yourself up to the emotional renewal. You're actually busy redefining what security and success means to you, taking back your power, and then you become emotionally fulfilled, happiness. So if you're wondering why things feel strange right now, why some relationships don't feel the same, why certain places don't feel like home, why are you craving peace? Why are you suddenly questioning things you used to accept? This may be why. You're not necessarily falling apart, you're rearranging, all right? Something was definitely disappointing. Something disappointed you. But you will find your ultimate happiness. Gemini-Cancer Cuspers. If you feel called, just take a deep breath and think about the life that you're living now and ask yourself, what are you holding on to that your future self has already released? What have you released? What disappointed you? Because the next 18 months are asking you to loosen your grip. Not because you're losing everything, but because you're finally making room for something that fits you better. Right? 35, 35, 7, 7, triple sevens even. Maybe that number means something personal to you. Maybe it doesn't. But if you are seeing 7s or 35, let me know. What are you ready? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, about the 7s or the 35s. Alright? And perhaps you can affirm also that you are ready for your new chapter. And if this reading helped you in any sort of way, resonated, was it home, is it love, is it family, is it your career, is it letting go, or stepping into your power? Share with us in the comments. You might just be able to help someone else out. Thank you for liking, subscribing, leaving those comments. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back and sharing this journey here, this energy with me. And maybe you can just affirm that you release what no longer belongs to you. You trust the changes that are guiding you forward. You are safe to receive new love, new opportunities, new beginnings, and the life that truly feels like home. Your life isn't ending. Your old chapter is, my Gemini-Cancer Cuspers. And sometimes the most beautiful thing Spirit can do is, and the universe, is to close the door that you were afraid to close yourselves. So beautiful souls, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep trusting your intuition, keep following the signs, and remember, your path doesn't have to make sense to everyone else to be right for you. I'll check you around.